Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back at another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're going to be let's talk about the Batman trailer that premiered at DC Fandom. So yeah, the Batman got a trailer at DC Fandom, and I gotta say, my initial reaction, that was awesome. I think it's a really cool movie, and I am very excited. March 4th cannot come soon fast enough. But I mean, this looks awesome. Uh, Yeah, so we got a trailer for the Batman at DC Fandom, and I gotta say again, stellar work. It looks awesome. Now, in this video, I'm gonna kind of be recapping the trailer. I'm not gonna say recap because I'm not gonna say it. Pay attention to everything. I'm gonna give my honest thoughts on it. Say what I think and everything. And this, of course, comes a part of my DC fandom videos on the like reveals and stuff for that. I'm not too sure when this video is coming out. I think it might come out Sunday, maybe. I don't know. Uh, and at this time, this is like kind of my first video. I'm kind of doing a little bit here on these DC fandom stuff. Of course, I'll be doing other videos on other stuff. I think I'll do it up till like probably Wednesday night. In terms of videos releasing for DC about DC fandom. So that's one thing as well. Is that there's videos going to be coming out like that. So yeah, in case you're wondering why I haven't talked about maybe something you wanted me to talk about, definitely just wait and see. Uh, but anyways, or watch my DC fandom like completion video. Like I talk about everything on that. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to it. So the Batman, like after seeing that initial before that initial teaser trailer, I gotta say, awesome. Like I was hyped already. I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a cool movie. It looks awesome. And then I see this, and I'm like, oh, this is just straight awesome. It looks like really, really good. I gotta say. No, I'm not gonna lie. I think this could definitely be a top three Batman movie. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say something like that. I could see this being a top three Batman movie. Uh, on not just like my own personal ranking, just on everybody's ranking. I could definitely see that. I mean, I'm not. I don't think it's gonna dethrone Dark Knight. I honestly just this is kind of like the first movie. So if anything would be like dethroning the Dark Knight, it would probably be like the second one of this. If it has a sequel or a third movie or whatnot or whatever's happening with sequels to this movie, of course. So that's just one thing as well. I'm not too sure about that, but I mean, I could maybe see it dethrone Batman Begins, maybe, or even Rises. I think that could definitely happen. Or if you consider some of the older ones, the Tim Burton ones, I definitely think that could dethrone that. Or for some reason you like think that Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice was a really good Batman movie for some reason, even though it's not really up there personally for a lot of people, and especially me. Uh, yeah, I did for sure it's gonna dethrone this, but yeah. Oh, sorry, dethrone that. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, let's recap this. I mean, in this trailer, we got some interesting looks at, for example, we see a lot more of Catwoman. We see actually a little bit more of, we see a little bit more of Paul Dano's Riddler. And we also see, or not see, you technically hear a lot more of Robert Pattinson's Batman slash Bruce Wayne, which is actually pretty cool. We also get a first look at Andy Serkis as Alfred, uh, as well. And also a little bit more at the Penguin. So first of all, I'm gonna try and stick to talking kind of about the one we have right now, the trailer. Even though a lot of elements from the teaser trailer came in here, so that's one thing, of course. But I mean, in terms of just like, uh, in terms of talking about characters, I'm gonna try and stick to this. I'm not gonna really stick to like talking about rumors in this video or none of that. So that's just one thing as well. Or I'll talk a bit about confirmed things, of course. So yeah, that's one thing. First of all, I'm going to talk about Penguin. I think he is definitely an interesting person. Now, in this trailer, from the looks of it, he looks to be, first of all, he looks to be American. That's one thing. I think he has an American accent. So that's interesting to see, kind of. As usually, I mean, for the most part, he does have sometimes have American accent. Sometimes he has an Australian accent. Like I can't remember what's really the most comic accurate, but I mean, it could go either way. But it's interesting to kind of see its American accent. So it's interesting to kind of see. I think his name's uh, Colin Farrell. I think that's his name. Uh, yeah, Colin Farrell. Sorry, that's his name. And you could see also he had a complete transformation for this. I mean, he's wearing a lot of. I think that's prosthetics. That's like a lot of makeup and prosthetics, and it just looks awesome on him. I think it just completely changes him, which is really cool. Uh, and I've heard from various places that in this movie he's not really supposed to be a main villain or anything. He's just mainly supposed to be there just for a bit of a side villain. It looks like, and from the seams of it, it actually looks like that could be possible because I think perhaps that maybe this movie deals with a lot of mob stuff and stuff like that. And from the looks of it too, the Penguin looks like a mob boss in this. He looks like he's like some sort of like a Don Falcone type mob boss, which is actually really interesting. I mean, I think this is a different take on it, and I definitely am down for it. And of course, in the trailer, for example, we kind of saw at the ending there, we kind of saw him smash up his car and everything, and then the Batman comes for him. So I'm thinking definitely he's gonna be like there to kind of set it straight that the Batman's here, and he's like watching everybody, ready to fight down villains and stuff like that. So that's interesting to kind of see. Uh, Another thing we saw is more of Catwoman. Actually, I'm down to see this Catwoman. I think she's pretty cool. Uh, Definitely really interesting looks to be. I'm curious to see her story and everything. But I mean, she just looks like a pretty cool Catwoman and stuff like that. Of course, I don't think she's getting her like a full blown costume in this. From what I've seen, like she has like a typical burglar's kind of attire. So, which makes me believe kind of like I'm thinking Matt Reeves is maybe making, maybe specifically with this movie, for example. I'm thinking he's trying to take more of a realistic approach to things, and you'll hear more about that as this video goes on. But I mean, if you see it, like for example, Penguin's a mob boss here. He's not like some supervillain or something like that. He's more of like a mob boss, and then the Batman's more realistic a little bit. Just one thing that I find a little less realistic is in the trailer and stuff. We saw people literally shooting at him, and his suit is like basically bulletproof. Now that's one thing I gotta say I'm not the biggest fan of. I just feel like it kind of makes him just look like Superman in a sense, where all you see is bullets ricocheting off of him, which is kind of weird, especially for Batman. I mean, you don't usually see that. I usually kind of see maybe Batman dodging and stuff like that. So that's one thing as well. I gotta say. Uh, but I mean, other than that, Robert Pattinson Batman looks pretty cool. Uh, Sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track. I was talking about Catwoman. Sorry about that. Uh, but again, she looks like she's going to be an interesting character. Kind of, it seems like they're maybe going to, she's going to be playing like a bit of a love interest, maybe helping out the Batman, something like that. I don't know. But yeah. Another thing too, we saw Paul Dano's Riddler. Now we didn't actually like full blown see Paul Dano like before Riddler transformation and stuff like that. The trailer kind of opens up with a scene where we see what I can presume is Paul Dano's Riddler, or Riddler. I don't know why I keep saying Paul Dano's, but Riddler. Just sitting there and he gets arrested and everything. We even see a glimpse of a trailer in the trailer where it seemed like maybe Batman's talking to him in jail. Uh, but we all know, we actually, like, for if you notice, the Riddler is being taken as some sort of, like, next level Zodiac killer. That's what people are kind of speculating and stuff like that. And you could tell from the trailer and stuff like that, that it looks to be like Riddler's supposed to be some sort of, like, serial killer type, like, he does mysteries and stuff like that. Which I gotta say is actually pretty cool. I mean, of course, the Riddler's like that in the comics and stuff like that. But I mean, I definitely could see this as a really cool kind of moment and stuff like that. In terms of Paul Dano acting as him, I actually have no problem with that. I mean, some people I definitely could see say like, Paul Dano doesn't seem like he would be a Riddler type, but I mean, honestly, I think he could do a good job. I think he could do a pretty good job. I think he's a talented actor and everything. So yeah. Another thing we saw is kind of Alfred. As Andy Serkis as Alfred, and honestly, not I don't know what to say about him. It just feels like I don't really get uh, Alfred vibes from Andy Serkis. It just feels like, I mean, I've seen him in so many different roles and stuff like that. In terms of, he's usually not really like, he doesn't seem like the typical like off to the side kind of character. I know Alfred's not like that, but I mean, like Alfred is usually like behind Batman and stuff like that, and Batman's supposed to shine more than him, and that's just honestly that's one thing as well. I mean Andy Serkis is a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but I mean I don't know how I feel about him being Alfred. I'll wait to see the movie before I truly judge him or something like that. But honestly, I gotta say it's kind of strange seeing him as Alfred. I can't even lie. But I mean, for the most part, this movie looks like it's really going to be really awesome. Of course, it comes out March 4th, 2022. I believe exclusively to theaters. And honestly, March 4th can't come to soon enough. I mean, I'm super hyped up for this movie. I think it could be really really good, and I think it could be a really good DC movie. I think it can rank up there for some people's rankings and stuff like that. I hope it does for me especially. But I mean, other than that, that's pretty much it though. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.